Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Hanna Cook, a life coach with 30 years of experience specializing in conflict resolution. So, why do we talk about conflict? As people working in the moving industry, obviously, we often run into issues with clients on the day of the move for one reason or another. And at the end of the day, we always want to avoid that conflict. We want to make sure it's a smooth experience for people that are hiring the moving company. We also want to make sure that it's a smooth experience for, frankly, people that are doing the work for the people that hired the moving company because we want those guys to come back and do the job again, again, and again, right? So if we can reach and avoid conflict, it's something that's going to be beneficial to everyone that's involved in the process. And for this reason, I'm bringing Hanna here to tell us about it. Hanna, like I said, is a coach with 30 years of experience, not so much in the moving industry, but obviously within conflict resolution space, which is something that we're talking about today. Thank you very much for joining me, Hanna.
Thank you so much for having me. And also to the listeners, thank you so much for being here and taking your time to listen to what we've got to say.
Great, great. We're very happy to have you. So, Hanna, why do people become irrational when it comes to moving? Although you have explained all the intricacies of the move, the cost, everything that could possibly happen, what would be some of the reasons?
Well, the main thing that people need to understand is what is going on a physiological level when people are moving. Moving is one of the most stressful things for people. I think there are six things that people say is most stressful to experience, and
Right.
moving is one of them. Now, when we are stressed, large parts of the brain switch off. And that can even cause that we can't hear properly because our hearing also switches off partly. And so you're explaining everything, but it's not going in because people are in survival mode. They are now action, reaction, fight or flight mode, and listening is not a priority when you are fighting or flighting, fleeing.
Right.
And so it's very important to understand, okay, the people are stressed, they don't have the higher brain functioning available to them. So we need to make sure that we relax everybody so that that higher functioning comes back.
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you get them to listen to prevent conflict?
One of the things you can do is to read the body language. Is the person, do they come across as stressed? Make sure that you meet with them in a relaxed setting as much as you can. And then maybe when you say something, get them to gently repeat back to you what you said so you can hear what they heard because you think you said it, but they maybe didn't hear it like that.
Okay, so that would be obviously the setting that we would be talking or meeting with people would be either a phone call, which would be initiated by, in some cases by them, in some cases by us. And obviously, the next time we're going to meet them, if we're not doing an on-site estimate, would be actually on the day of the move.
Yes, exactly that. Now, on the phone call, just the fact that you are aware of the fact that they're probably not going to hear everything is already in your advantage because then you can explain to them that you just want to hear back from them what they heard to make sure that you're speaking the same language, something like that. It's, I know it sounds maybe weird to ask for that, but you can prevent yourself a lot of trouble by doing that.
Okay. So what one of my sales reps does, he actually asks a customer, "Is that understandable to you?"
You know what? When you don't understand something and
Yeah.
somebody says, "Is that understandable to you?" Often people will say, "Yeah," but they don't because they don't want to admit they didn't understand.
Okay. So how would you phrase it differently that's going to achieve what we're looking for here?
I would say, I really would like you to just repeat back to me what I said to make sure that we are understanding
On the
each
same
other,
page.
that we are on the same page. I would say something like that because really remember, people are not going to admit always that that they didn't understand you. They don't want to look stupid.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
Right. Understandable. Now, once the conflict, obviously, once the conflict is raging, the guys are there, they're trying to do the job. The customer is calling the office, yelling at the movers. You got a total chaos happening. How do we get them to scale back? How do we resolve it right there in place? How do we get them to listen to the information that either the gentleman on site or we are from the office providing? What would be the best way to approach that? How do we de-escalate?
Well, the main thing is remember if a person is in the fight or flight mode,
Hmm.
that brain isn't functioning, and trying to argue it in that moment is not going to be very effective. Especially, well, some people it works well to shout back. Sometimes you need to meet the people where they're at, but often it's also good to just say, okay, let's calm down and just take a few deep breaths. So, because by taking a few deep breaths, you now calm the whole nervous system down, getting people out of fight or flight. And then you can, have the discussion, but acknowledge them that they acknowledge to them, I understand you're upset. Let's just take a few deep breaths. Otherwise, we're going to say things that, not going to
Yeah,
be beneficial
yeah,
for
it's
either
interesting that
side.
you said that. My sales reps here used to laugh at me all the time because they heard me do in that type of a situation. They heard me go, "Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am, you need to calm down, ma'am. You're screaming at me, ma'am. If you keep on screaming at me, I will have to hang up the phone, and then you can call me back when you come down. Ma'am, you're still screaming, ma'am. I'm hanging up. Call me back when you've come down."
Exactly, because it's no use. No, if people understand physiologically, a person cannot have a decent conversation when they are stressed because you know how you have a left and a right brain,
Right.
so half of that brain is off. Then you have the prefrontal cortex where our wisdom lies, where our problem-solving capabilities lie.
Hmm.
That also switches off up to 85%. So that person is coming from a back survival brain with just a quarter of the brain. They can't have a decent conversation with you, and you just need to realize that. It's not a personal thing. They are stressed out because moving is stressful. So, as you say, just calm down, just take a few deep breaths, or as you say, just calm down. But giving them the suggestion to take the deep breaths can give them an idea how they can calm down because they don't always know how to calm down because they're now in this state.
Understandable. Okay, now how can we prevent the conflict taking place from the side of the company?
Well, there's a few things. First of all, like in your example, you are capable of not taking it personally. When this
Yes,
woman is screaming at you,
I have no
now
other
that
choice.
no, exactly. But not how many people do take it personally and then it escalates. So having a healthy self-esteem and knowing yourself and trusting yourself is very important. And so I have a gift for your listeners we can talk about later that can help with that to release this belief that we're not good enough. Because if I have the belief that I'm not good enough, I am going to be triggered by every client that tells me I'm not good enough. And so if I want to avoid that conflict, it's important that I focus on feeling good about who I am. If I have clients that tell me, yeah, but you're not listening, then maybe it's a good thing that I start doing some introspection and say, well, how good am I at listening? Not only to my clients, but also to myself. Because how often have you got like a bad feeling about something, or you think, this could be a problem, and you override it, you didn't listen. And then it comes to bite you back later down the line, either on the job or at home or somewhere else. So to repeat what I've said is, see what the person is accusing you of, or what you're accusing the client of. That's even better. So they don't listen to you, then look at where you're not listening. If you say to them, they're irrational and they expect too much from me all the time, then go and check back with yourself, not in that moment. That would have to be done later off-site. That can prevent future times. But go and reflect and say, how demanding am I of me? How irrational am I of me, what I demand for myself? Because those are the type of clients that are going to trigger you. And you don't want to attract the type of clients, and you definitely don't want to be triggered by them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Now, how can we take it further? Obviously, how can we what can we do in terms of training and otherwise in order to avoid future conflicts, whether it's on the sales side or on site when the people are there?
Well, first of all, I have a free gift for your audience that can be part of the training. So, as I said, a healthy self-esteem is the foundation for everything, for relationships, for success, and everything. And so, I have some audios that your your audience can go to. They can go to hannakok.com. They can sign up for these Confident You iThrives or audios, and they can play them either when they go about their day or even while you sleep, and it will release a lot of your built up tension, your anger, your frustration, and things like that, and give you other suggestions of how to feel differently. And it will calm you down, and you'll be less likely to take things personally, and then you'll handle your clients like a pro.
Sounds promising. So we're gonna make sure we put some links in this podcast so for you guys to check out and for you to look at Hannah Kok's information. And once again, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate your expert advice and your look into conflict resolution because, of course, that is a big part of what we do, dealing with being in people's business and dealing with people every single day. So thank you very much for joining us. And like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk again soon.